Hello! So today I thought it would be a nice idea to do a little game together. As you may know, we are maybe one of the last generation that can make changes for our planet, for our climate. We must change our lifestyles. So I thought it would be interesting to bring this subject into a little fun game, a little quiz, to make it more fun and less oppressive, less overwhelming. You will have to count points. You can either do it in your head or on your notes on the computer, I don't know, or in the comments if you want.
And I'm so sorry for the quality of the sound, so please activate the subtitles and feel free to pause the video if necessary and enjoy!
If you always cook your leftovers and eat them before they expire, +1. If the majority of your food is local and not imported, +2. If you pay attention to the list of ingredients and if you try to avoid palm oil, 2 points. If you only eat meat once a week, +1. If you're vegetarian, it's 2 points for you. And if you're vegan, it's 3 points. If you avoid ready-made food and industrial food, and if you cook your own meals, it's 1 point. If you avoid fast fashion and you mainly buy second-hand stuff, it's 2 points. If you recycle carefully, it's 1 point. But if you have a compost, you can add another point. If you always ask for a doggy bag in restaurants when you have some leftovers, it's 1 point. If you take the time to sort out all your stuff and things to see what you don't need anymore, it's 2 points because it takes time. If there's something you don't use anymore and you choose to repair, recycle or donate instead of throwing away, it's 2 points. When you go shopping or groceries, you always carry your own bags instead of buying plastic bags, it's 1 point. And if you always have your own water bottle instead of buying the plastic one, it's also 1 point. If you have ever refused to buy something because it was in the plastic packaging, it's 2 points. And if you always say, "No straw please," it's 1 point. If you buy in bulks, +3. If you always say no when people want to give you some useless things in the street or in the plane, you can have 2 points. Now let's talk energy. If you only charge your phone when you're awake and turn it off after 100%, it's 2 points. If you listen to a song while you're taking your shower and try to finish before the song finishes, it's 1 point. If you always turn lights off when nobody's in the room, it's 1 point. If you pee in the shower to avoid the water waste made by flushing, it's 2 points. If you always turn off your machines during the night or when you're out, the TV for example, it's 3 points. If you prefer to take showers over bath, it's 1 point. If you only use rechargeable batteries for your devices, it's 1 point. Time to get social. If you actually talk about environment, sustainability to your friends or about your habits, it's 2 points. If you have ever participated in a climate strike or if you take part in some activist groups about environment or anything, it's 2 points for you. If you know what greenwashing is and if you know how to avoid it, it's 1 point. If you have ever sent an email to a brand that you like and ask them for some eco-friendly changes, it's 3 points. If you use eco-friendly devices or browsers, like Ecosia for example, it's 1 point. If you have ever watched a documentary about sustainability or environment or something inspiring to change, it's 1 point. If you're subscribed or if you follow some sustainable influencers or some associations, it's 1 point. If you have ever planted a tree, it's 3 points. If you have ever requested some zero waste or plastic-free gift for yourself, it's 2 points. What about commuting and moving? If you have ever tried carpool or hitchhiking, it's 2 points. If you mainly use public transportation, it's 1 point for you. When commuting, if you only use walking or biking, it's 2 points. If you you make your own hygiene products, it's 2 points. And if you do your own cleaning products, it's 2 other points. And if you always prefer to create your own gifts for other people, or if you only buy experiences, it's 1 point. Also, important disclaimer, it's not about being judged. I really invite you in the comments to share and see what you think about it, but it's okay if you're still a beginner in it. And I really recommend you to come back in a few months, do this quiz again and see if you have done changes and reflect on yourself. Even me, I don't have all the points yet, I still have some things to work on, but I'm definitely on the way and it's my goal to reach. Maybe you're just starting in this like eco-friendly lifestyle thing, but it's totally okay, and it's even better because you can only progress now. So I highly encourage you to choose one topic and to go deeper, focus on it, choose like one challenge at a time, and then you can move on another one. And I hope it's interesting for you to learn about what you were not told, about what you can do yourself, and at the end you will see that it's not that hard and it's kind of funny to change its own habits. Good! Now you have to keep it up, the good things, and you have to try to surround yourselves with maybe other friends or other pals, and together you can challenge yourself, but I'm sure you can still progress, and that's a good thing. Good job! You seem very interested in this topic, and that's a good thing. It means that you can still progress and still feel even more satisfied about all these changes. Wow, impressive! You can be proud of yourself for all your efforts. You are already very invested, and it will be nice to share with people around you what you do, how is your lifestyle like, and I'm sure they can take example of you. So you're definitely an eco-friendly person. And if you got all the points, applause. I would say thank you, and don't be afraid once again to share with others around you. And also very important, don't forget that you cannot change others. Keep focusing on your lifestyle and bring the positive around, and hopefully other people will be inspired. Last things, please share on the comments some eco-friendly tips and some other questions you would have to this quiz. So maybe we can have some talk in the comments and make this quiz even more accurate. And of course I could not cover every subject and every main things to do, but I tried my best, and I think you can still have a good idea of how eco-friendly your lifestyle is. We will have to do some sacrifices for the planet, but mainly for us humans. But it will be worth it. It depends on your will, because as you may know, we are one of the last generation that can make changes, and most of the people don't take it seriously. I think it's up to you.